Have you ever had a game where it feels like you're absolutely demolishing your opponent, landing punches after punch, but then the scorecard at the end tells a complete different story? It says we barely did any damage. Frustrating, right? Well, that's because what we see in the game isn't always what is really happening. Today, I'm here to share with you the truth. Once you understand the simple concept in this video, you're going to feel like Neo from the Matrix, finally understanding how the game is really played. Y'all been playing chess while your opponent is stuck playing checkers. Here is the truth, guys. Due to the latency in the game, our opponent's in-game avatar is not always where they appears to be. Whenever our opponent moves, there is an invisible version of them, the version of them with the actual hitbox that moves ahead of their visible avatar. And here's the key. In order to do damage, we need to hit the invisible opponent that's leading the visible avatar. Yes, I repeat, all the hit marker of our opponent are on the invisible version of them and not the visible version that we see. Let us make this a little bit easier to understand. Imagine these glasses represent our opponent's face and it's traveling to the other side of the screen like this. By the time we start to see this glass start to move, it could already be much further ahead. Depending on the latency, the glasses could no longer be here. It could be here, here, or even here. We're not trying to hit the glasses where it appears to be. We're actually need to aim somewhere down the line, depends on how bad the latency is. Now, this match that you're seeing right now is the perfect example of how this works. We're in a ranked game here, and our opponent's MMR is about 2,300. That's like top 1% or 2% of the player base. This player is a volume puncher with some serious power behind their shots. Like most volume punchers though, they tend to walk forward in a straight line, often forget to move their head. Now here's what we did in this match most of the time. We stepped back and just simply jabbed, making sure our jab landed slightly ahead where their face appears to be. Even though it might look like we're jabbing thin air, we're actually hitting their invisible hitbox. How do we know that this worked? The crowd cheered after our punches. Our opponent frequently stopped pushing forward and start guarding their face, clear sign that they were feeling the hits. And lastly, just check out the scorecard at the end of this video. This simple adjustment allowing us to land damage while staying out of their reach. Now here's two ways that I think we can apply this knowledge to our gameplay. Number one, intercept our opponent. Instead of chasing after them, let them come to us. By timing our punches, we can hit our opponent as they run into the punch, landing clean hits on their real position instead of where their avatar appears to be. Number two, move without a pattern. Avoid predictable movement so our opponent can't figure out where our invisible hitbox is. If they cannot guess where we really are, it's harder for them to land their punches. Alright guys, now we know the truth about how latency impacts the game and how we can work around it. We're no longer swinging at shadows or wondering why our punches aren't connecting. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and hit that like button for more tips and tricks. Until next time, Woody out.